One thing I see quite often, guys, is the low pressure inflators. We know that when we've attached them, we want them to live in the center line of the body so that each hand can get to the buttons equally. So it's fairly important that you have the right length corrugated hose. And you can see on this unit that the hose is clearly too long. So I'm going to show you how I change it out. Now, one thing I like, particularly with smaller divers, is not to use hoses that are too large. So this is a standard size and it's quite a straightforward thing to change. There's just 2 cable ties on one side and 2 on the other. So I'm just going to go ahead and change those out and just show you how that's done. So to make that work, we're going to use just a standard pair of pliers just to twist off the cable tie that's on there. So let's see how we go. That's one. Grip that and twist. That's 2. Now with these types of valve, some of them actually have a pull cord that runs all the way through that you'll see on a lot of traditional VCDs. I'm hoping this one doesn't have one. So let's go and see what we've got. And this should just twist off. And there we are, nice and simple. I'm going to reuse that in a minute. Then I'm going to come to the other side. Now we come just to take off the pieces at the bottom. Same idea. Twist these off. So it's usually advisable to unscrew the dump valve when you either reinstall this or add it. This one I already had loose. When you take these off, obviously just pay attention to the washer and just leave that back in place because we're going to use that in a minute. And now all I'm going to do is just twist this off. Now there is a little ridge on there that's just designed to catch the plastic, so it can be a little bit of stiff when that goes on. And what you can see is the difference now between the types of hoses. So this actually is one of the shortest ones I've found. This is a 16 inch. Sorry, no, this is a 13 inch here. And this is probably the full 19 inch hose, okay? And you can also see the difference in scale of the actual diameter. So let's put this to one side now. And now what we're going to do, the nice thing about these is you can see that the 2 sides actually have got different indentations on them. And that's going to show you, so when you look on the inside though, if you feel them, this side is smooth and this side has a catch on it. And it's that catch which is going to catch this side here on the K valve. This is smooth, so that's going to go on the smooth side. And then this side here with the ridge, that's going to come here on the side of the ridge to pop over it, okay? So let's see if we can't get these to go over. Yeah, I felt that go over. And then just going to even this up. Yep, I can feel the ridge is all the way to the end now. So when the head of the inflator, the K valve inflator goes on, we want to make sure that's 90 degrees to the rotation. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to look down and I should find that those 2 things are actually in line so that I know when it's on the body it's going to be smoothly routed. So what I'll do now is I'll put some cable ties on. Now, depending on what kind of diver you are, you can have your own ideas about how to color code and coordinate your equipment. What I'm doing this for is for a diver who wants to have purple, and what you'll find is that you've got one place that's designed to take the cable tie, and the other place you're just going to have to use the end of the hose to make that go round. What I like to do is to decide also, when it's on the body, where do I want these pieces to finish. So me, if they're on the inside, again it looks slightly tidier on the outside, but maybe you don't like that catching on the unit. So there's a little bit of personal preference which way around you're going to go with that. If you decide you don't like it, cable ties are cheap, they're easy, you can easily just change those out. So I'm going to put mine on the inside, and I'm just going to take up a little bit of tension, put one on, and just get that in line, and that's going to be in line with the end. Okay, push that down and out of the way. And then the second one, that's got to live in its own ridge that's inside the plastic. Okay, and you just want to make sure that they're not in the way of where the inflator hose would come through. Tighten those up, and then what I'll do is I'll just get a pair of pliers. I'm just going to pull those nice and tight, just to get those last few clicks nice and secure. I'm going to repeat this for the other side. Same idea, one natural ridge and then one ridge which you're going to make up for yourself. And for me, I'm going to put the thick part of the cable tie on the inside. So here's one. Just get that nice and square. And then for the second one, it's going to live inside the groove. Going to take pliers, tighten those up. So now I'm going to take the excess. I'm going to do with a set of snips, nice and close to the base. They pop off, so go and catch them when they land. And I'm just checking to see how smooth they are. And if you decide that they're not smooth enough, you can just take a small craft knife and just smooth off the edges, just to make sure you've got nothing that's going to harm you. There we are. Okay. Do the same story over here. Take a set of snips. Yeah, they're pretty good. Now that's the finished unit. So now all we're going to do is we're going to just reinstall. Now what you'll see with a lot of these is that they have not a hexagon, but they've got a set of flat sides, and we're just going to make sure that they mate correctly on the inside so that they're not twisted over. And then the routing that you'll have typically as a starting point, I'm going to something like a 45°, but you can play with that just to see which way round you find the better routing, which we can go into later. But for now, I'm just going to reinstall it. So it's important just to get the threads to line up. And I'm just checking that it's engaged, which is great. Okay, all we have to now do, we're going to fold the unit over, and we're going to see now, and this now is lying flat across where the diaper would be, and again, this would now be the finished product. There we are.